Hey, we haven't done one of these in a while, so we apologise. So, here's Tammy and James in a car, and we're going to do some questions. So, MC Bully Kennel says, so you said progesterone level will be 2 when you're 2 days away from C-section. So we're talking about reverse progesterone tests to make sure that you don't mess up on your C-section timing. And the answer is, there's only one rule, it's 2.5. If you're less than that, you're safe, and you are 2 days or less away from a natural whelp time, okay to do a C-section. Anything else that you get, I can't tell you what it means. What does a 5 mean? I don't know. What does a 10 mean? I'm sorry, we don't know. It's got to be 2.5 or less. Somebody says, are you, Gems Stretches, are you a vet or what? No, I'm absolutely not a vet.
No.
We're not medical professionals.
Some people think he's a vet.
Well, might be, but we're not.
What calls that he gets.
We are not masquerading as that, and it's very important that you understand that we are not vets.
Not a vet.
And that any information you get from us is just what we think is good information, but like everything else in life, unfortunately it's wrong. So don't get mad at us. Google, look, if we tell you something and you think it's baloney, number one, comment on it. Number two, check it out. Anytime that you've got anything that you're getting is critical information, get a second source, get a second opinion. Don't just rely on us. Somebody says, just a tip, use rubber-free syringes. They're talking about transporting semen. They said the rubber can kill sperm. They're right. These days we use well-packed bags for exactly that reason. What is the most number of times you have bred a Frenchie? 106 times? No. What is the most times, do you think?
Well,
I mean,
I don't
4 or
know,
5?
because we
Certainly
always
4.
have 4 probably.
So,
but we always have their incisions checked. If they bounce back like what they are, feeling good, feeling great after they've had their puppies, you can continue on breeding.
yeah, so what we've got we actually got a video specifically on this, and the video says unethical breeding, back-to-back breedings. We have a video that addresses this in some detail. So the answer to this is no set and fast answer on this. The correct answer
it depends
is
on your female.
yes.
You know, if you know your dog, you're going to know
Your
how
female
she
and the
is.
previous litter, right?
Right.
Previous
right.
litter successful, everybody's happy, mum bounces back. Hey, go for it. Okay. Somebody's asking if we can ship things to the UK, specifically our shipmate floss.
Yeah.
We ship everything to the UK, anywhere in the world.
Canada, USA.
All the products we offer are, we have dual voltage versions of everything.
Yep.
So you can run these things on 240 or 110. Here's one for Tammy. Can you have a chocolate covered in cream?
Yes.
Yes. It means he's not a lilac, correct?
Yes. If it's a lilac covered in cream, it is a platinum. There's nothing else but only lilac and tan covered in cream is a platinum.
What is
nothing else?
What is a chocolate
not a chocolate covered in cream.
What is a chocolate
and
covered
not
in
a
cream?
blue covered in cream. It's a chocolate dog that's covered in cream.
But there's a name for it.
Because cream.
But there's a name for it.
Oh, go ahead. You do it.
Champagne.
Okay.
Yeah, right. Champagne.
So, if somebody tells you they have a chocolate platinum, that's wrong. If they have a lilac and tan, and they say platinum, it's got to be and only be a lilac.
They're certainly not describing it right, are they?
No, they're
right,
not.
Exactly.
No, they're not. And then blue and tan's not a platinum either. It's lilac and tan, or a lilac. It's covered in cream. That is a platinum. That's the only way a platinum comes.
We're having a puppy that isn't wanting to suckle. How do we get over this, please? It's 1 day old. Yes. Yeah, well, you've got an impending problem that you've got to get on with it quickly. So why would a puppy not suckle at 1 day old? So that's the first thing. You have to find out why, and then you have to go...
Well, see if it's got a cleft palate. If it can't make the suction because it's got a cleft palate, a hole in the roof of the mouth.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
So you should have checked that at birth. Your vet or you should check
your
that.
vet should have checked it.
Yeah, and if not, you should. I mean, we check every puppy to make sure, don't we? Every puppy.
Yeah.
So other reasons maybe there's something going on, but here's what you got to do. If a puppy will not suckle, then it can't drink milk. If it can't drink milk, it won't put weight on. If it can't put weight on, that puppy will lose weight. And if that happens for very long, guess what? The puppy doesn't survive, right? So you have
It feels cold. You've got that traveling incubator. Have that traveling incubator when you get home with your puppies that are in that traveling incubator, keeping warm while mama's coming out of her anesthetic. When you put those babies there and you've got a problem with the puppy, being cold and not suckling, put it in that traveling incubator. Don't ever unplug that traveling incubator at least for a week to 2 weeks
Right.
if you want.
So I think what Tammy's mentioning here is if you've got a cold puppy, it needs to be warmed up. So if you put your finger in its mouth, it feels cold. First thing, warm it up.
Yeah, you don't try to think, oh, I'll put warm milk in it. No, that's not what you do. You warm the outside inside.
Warm the puppy up, then you can start tube feeding goat's milk. Don't give them regular milk. Goat's milk or Espalax, the same thing.
Yeah.
Tube feed that. And then if you've got a puppy that's really in trouble, the thing that you also need is oxygen. So those are the things to do.
You can put
Okay.
that little tube for oxygen in the incubator too. The traveling incubator by www.mybreedersupply.com is where you can get that.
Mario Renteria says, my dog's second... What? Don't like my Italian...
Mario is brave.
Mario
Correct.
Renteria. Mario Renteria, if I got your pronunciation wrong, slam me. Let me know. My dog's second heat was about 7 months ago. She got pregnant. It's been 7 months since then, and she hasn't come back into heat. Should I be worried? I was told they're supposed to come in every 6 months.
Oh. Well, she's lucky if it comes in every 6 months, and especially in a French Bulldog.
Yeah.
It's great.
Some are a year.
Usually it's an 8 month or 9 month or a year.
We've had some that are a year and a half.
Oh, really?
Yeah, well.
Not us.
Well, but either way, I won't put the name of the dog down, but anyway. But the point here is, look, there's two things that could happen here. Silent heat and you missed it, which is unlikely, or she's just going to take her time and just don't worry about it. Enjoy your dog, it'll be fine. There are products like PG600 that can be given to dogs to bring them in. Do not recommend you do this, especially on a dog that's just slightly late. This dog will come in soon. Just, what do they say? Grasshopper. Be patient, grasshopper?
Yeah. Oh, grasshopper.
Grasshopper. What would you recommend to increase semen count and mobility?
Fish oil. Feeding.
Oh, you're going to go a different way than me. Go,
okay.
Go. No, go for it. Go for it.
Fish oil, anything with fish in it in their food, white fish.
Is that why you've been feeding me fish?
Yeah, whatever. I'm putting something else in your food. But anyway, so, and then in the summertime, you got to keep those boys and their jewels nice and cool. If you let a dog get hot.
Now, that is something that I wasn't thinking of, and I think that is a great answer. So, that's very good. So, to me, the problem is you see these products for humans. I think most of this stuff is snake oil. I don't think you're going to do any good. But the one thing that definitely does work is you've got to keep the jewels cold. That's why they hang down. Cool, yeah. Right. That's why they hang down. That's the reason for that. And so that is I had not thought of that.
Yeah, well, in the summertime, if they get too hot.
Yeah, absolutely. So
so you got to keep your boys nice and cool.
Yes.
You got to keep the air conditioner going for those guys.
Yeah, look, you can give vitamins and all that. It doesn't hurt to give vitamins, as long as you're not giving ridiculous amounts.
If their tidy whities are too tight, you're not going to produce.
That's right. That's exactly correct. No, that is correct. That's why in humans, that's definitely true. Tidy whities bring the scrotum up to the body temperature they're not supposed to be. That's why they hang down. All right. Can you go? Oh, okay, we'll do that another day. So someone's asking, Aidan Kimball says, is it useful to use progesterone testing to chart a female's first heat cycle? Well, progesterone levels are very important to get the timing right to breed a dog, but it's not going to help you much in terms of anything else. So I think that you're going to... So the answer to this, the short answer to this is no. The long answer to this is you do need to do progesterone test to get the right time to breed a dog. If you breed a blue and a cream, you get a cocoa.
No.
Well, if you mix blue and what? I mean, no.
No. DNA, people.
So,
read your DNA and know what you're doing.
Morgan Sandoval. No. Look, remember, all these genes for colours are all completely independent of each other. So if you've got a blue dog, you put a blue dog, you get blue dogs. If you put a cream dog with a cream dog, you get cream dogs. Cocoa's a whole different deal. There's two different versions of cocoa. There's the testable and there's cocoa, which is untestable. They're all independent of each other. That's all I'm going to say on that right now. Can you give me info on the first dose of deworming, second dose of deworming? When should I give the first dose and the second dose?
On puppies?
Yeah.
on deworming.
Mm-hmm.
Nemax 2 is a real safe puppy wormer.
When you give that?
You can do that at 2 weeks old and at 4 weeks old. Then when they turn 6 weeks old, you can use the Safeguard and do that at 6 weeks, 8 weeks, and 10 weeks if they're still at home with you, which we let our puppies go home with our nanny, or go to their new homes with my nanny, flying them to the airport at 10 weeks. And if you're picking them up, they get to go home at 9.5 weeks.
So one last one here. What is the best time for semen to be shipped? Midnight. 12 in the morning. No. When's the best time for semen to be shipped? The best time to ship semen is to get it to you.
Shit, semen.
Stop
Ship.
it. Ship.
Ship.
The best time to ship semen
There you go.
is as quickly as you can before you physically need to use it. If you ship it 3 days, you've got to keep it for 3 days. It will not be as good, and depending on what kind of a shipping system you have, it probably won't be any good.
Now, if you have Shipmate by mybreedersupply.com, how long does that last?
Well, it can last up to 10 days.
Yeah.
I promise you, there is
Yeah.
not a better product than Shipmate. I know this because, number one, I invented it. Number two, because we've had over 4,500 shipments without a failure in semen. But here's the point. The
Keeps
point
it
is,
good up to 10 days.
do progesterone testing, get the stud dog to ship the afternoon before you need it. Hopefully you get it the next morning. It's only 12 to 18 hours old, and in that situation you should have wonderful semen with the good results, as long as you're using the correct kind of shipping system.
Now, somebody may say, well, it took 10 days for your stuff to get there. No,
Well, we
because
ha-
James does testing on all his products, and he keeps it going till it stays good. And he
Yeah, well,
checks it
we've
every
had
day.
situations where things get held up because of customs going
About 10
overseas.
days.
Well, I had one
Yeah.
to Brazil.
Oh, that's right. Well,
I had
Brazil was a
a
different
shipment to
story.
Brazil, and it took actually 9.5 days to get there. Luckily, the dog wasn't ready until right at that time, and they ended up doing a surgical AI on semen that was 65% motility after 9.5 days of shipping.
That was to Brazil.
Crazy number.
Yeah.
We have a box that we've designed now to go to places like Australia that will keep semen at 5 degrees centigrade for 10 days.
So all you breeders out there, if you're wanting semen shipped to the UK, to Australia, to
Anywhere in the world,
anywhere in the world, James's Shipmate product,
We'll
the
get it
way
done.
he does it,
we'll get it done.
can get it there,
And
it'll still be good when it gets there.
And anybody who knows anything about this will say the only way you can get shipments like that done is with frozen semen.
Yeah, and that's, well, how much?
Oh,
Thousands?
$3,500.
$3,500. This was what, $300 and something
Yeah,
to Brazil?
Yeah, it was actually less than that to Brazil. It was like $260.
So, hey, don't send the frozen anymore. Do it through James.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it'll cost you $300 or less.
For a
Up to
reusable product.
Right.
And when you use when you use frozen semen,
It's $3,000.
well, then you've got to have surgical AIs.
Do the math.
Yes, it's yeah. So anyway, but enough of this. We've got
Yeah.
30 minutes in it. Thanks for watching. Bye, everybody.